Okay, guys, let's get started with a new article: Personalized Education in the AI Era Blueprint for a New Learning Ecosystem. Let's get started with this article. I think this is based on the analysis of emerging research frontiers in machine learning and educational technology. So you can see the graphics here. This is a globe, and the neural network is showing here all this. So going to next, we will see. Okay, you can see here the digital classroom has arrived, but its promise is unfulfilled. Means here you can understand this with the term like digital classes has arrived here, but still we cannot cope with that digital class. We cannot understand this digital class from inner heart. We just use it as a tool like that. So it does not come in our consciousness. So the term says this, as I know. Okay, where we was on the surge. The last decade has witnessed an explosion in web-based learning, driven by increasing demand for higher level education, advances in IT and AI, a recent acceleration due to COVID-19. What are the key advantages based on that? Flexibility in choice and timing. Flexibility in choice and timing, no need for an interactive human teacher, significantly larger the capacity. Okay, what are the shortcomings? The core issue is that most personalized education is limited to being a specific type of recommender system, revealing a fundamental mismatch in the objectives. This article is just comprising the two terms, that is the personalized education. Basically, what is personalized education and what is recommender system? As like YouTube and Netflix, Facebook, these works on the recommendation system of your choices. Same as like this article is just comprising these both terms. So let's go further and see what's next is here. AI is the catalyst for true one-one personalization at scale. AI-enabled education moves beyond simple recommendations to create a flexible learning technology that adapts to student learning and allocates resources as needed. It fuses the strength of online tools and individual tutoring. Based on the graphics here, you can see the input will be historical educational big data, that the data which comprised of a large number of contents and related its features and the individual features of learners. These are going further as an input to machine learning or AI-based decision making. And further output will be what? Further output will you will get the sequence of personalized learning materials, personalized incentives, recommendation for lifelong learning, and formation of learning networks. Okay, this will be the output. So further, we can say that AI-enabled personalized education promises to yield many of the benefits of one-on-one instruction at a per student cost, similar to that of large university lecture classes. Do you understand what it wants to say? Just he wanted to say that AI-enabled personalized education, which is described here, is promises to yield many of the benefit of one-on-one instruction at a per student cost, similar to that of large university lecture classes. Just he wanted to say that a large university is spending a lot of money to the teachers to fulfill the students' need. But here, only one student's in a cost of only one student's learning, we can the AI-enabled personalized education can teach all of them. Okay, so going further, we can see that mapping the six frontiers, mapping the six frontiers of intelligent education. What are they? That is the content production and recommendation. Sorry, the content production and recommendation and assessment evaluation. These are the technical foundations you can see here. Thereafter, personal journey. In personal journey, you can see that lifelong learning, incentive and motivation. In social and economic ecosystem, you can see that building networks, learning networks, diversity, fairness and biases, and other things. So these are the six frontiers of intelligent education. And further we can see here the frontier one, content production and recommendation. Okay, the role of AI is to automate repetitive tasks, assist human with data driven feedback in a human in the loop process. Means in the frontier one, it says that production and recommendation, that automate repetitive task. Here it wanted to say that the repetitive task should be automated, because the repetitive task always hesitate. A teacher or a student always says that it's worthy of thing, like it's not worthy. So always use the automation in the repetitive task. Thereafter, second is assist human with data driven feedback in a human in the loop process. Okay, okay. I don't understand too much this second point, but later I think it will be. Now, content summarization and question generation. Yeah, this AI will further go for the content summarization and question generation automatically. Okay, using NLP tool to extract key facts or automatically produce high quality factual questions. Yeah, AI can easily do this right now. We can see as like Gemini is creating many things from one PDF. So as like that, here it can be done. Table one. The human genome contains approximately 3 billion base pairs of DNA organized into 23 pairs of chromosome. Current estimates suggest it contains between 20,000 to 25,000 functional genes that code for protein. Okay. What are the generated questions here? How many base pairs are in human genome? That is 3 billion base pairs. What is the estimated number of functional genes in human genome? It is 20,000 to 25,000 as shown here. This is the data and this is the question generated from that. This is done by AI here. Okay, same as like that here, multimodal content understanding, learning universal representation to connect multimodal content understanding, learning universal representations to connect text, formulas, figures, and diagrams, enabling smarter content retrieval, finding the right Venn diagram for the probability question. Okay, conflicting objectives, developing personalization algorithm that can balance multiple goals such as maximizing a midterm exam grade versus ensuring long-term job readiness. Okay, further we will go frontier to assessment and evaluation to move from static grades to a dynamic evolving understanding of each teacher's knowledge. Okay, so here you can see the evolution of assessment models from static to dynamic. Thereafter, the next horizon is past interaction, attention mechanism, and interpretable predictions. Based on the past interactions and attention mechanism, it gives the output as interpretable predictions. Challenge 1, fuse performance with interpretability. Develop a deep learning model that not only predict performance, but also provide meaningful feedback. Okay, challenge 2, analyze raw learner response. Analyze raw learner responses, move beyond graded responses to extract information from incorrect multiple choice question or steps in an open-ended problem. Challenge 3, accredit the ecosystem, develop AI assisted methods for the fair comparison and accreditation of online education portal and their degrees. And the third frontier is lifelong learning, which includes the individual change jobs more frequently and have longer career spans. Education must support the continuous pursuit of professional qualification. Foresighted course planning. Students selecting courses myopically can significantly prolong a graduation time. The decision space is combinatorial, constrained by prerequisites and availability, and must adapt as a student knowledge evolves. As you can see the infographics here, the school and the AI identify critical skills and the work here. Same as a two-step recommendation system is also showing here in this article. Step one is offline learning. It is historical student records, determine optimal course policies. Thereafter, new student, select most suitable policy and personalized course sequence. Okay, bridge the school to work gap by fusing student records with employment outcomes, job posting, and course syllabi to identify critical skills. Thereafter, frontier 4 comes incentives and motivation. Motivation is an unobservable dynamic process, but it is inferable from data and crucial to student achievement. AI allows for incentive design far beyond simple grades and certifications. Applying behavioral theories, you can see the infographics here. Behavioral economics, self-determination theory, self-efficacy theory. So in behavioral economics, humans often act irrationally. AI can use data to estimate a learner's unique utility function, hyperbolic preferences, reference dependence, and tailor incentives accordingly. In self-determination theory, you can see the autonomy, competence, and connectedness. AI can be designed to satisfy the three core intrinsic needs by providing choice, suggesting appropriately challenging content, and promoting network formation. Third is self-efficacy theory. AI performs for platforms can provide feedback and side information to increase the learner's confidence in their ability to succeed. Okay, frontier 5 is building learning network. A potential negative effect of personalized online education is loss of peer interaction and sense of community. Yes, this is the major issue that arises right now in the digital era. That is the loss of peer interactions. That students doesn't interact with each other, and they have lack of community sense. What is community and how to act and behave in a community and all that. Using game theory to engineer social learning. Challenges are shown. Challenge one: designing effective peer review. Peer review system face two classic game theory problems that must be solved simultaneously: adverse selection and moral hazard. Reviewers have unknown intrinsic capabilities, this is adverse selection, and moral hazard. Reviewers exert unobservable efforts. Challenge 2 will be understanding network information. To build effective network, we must understand how self-interested learners form links. What are the key findings and blueprint? Key findings: the emergence of structure. That is, with the infographics you can see here, this is the core area, and thereafter this is peripheral area. Theoretical analysis shows that networks formed by strategic agent often involve into a core periphery structure with short diameters, which is efficient for information dissemination and minimizes connections cost. This provides a blueprint for the platform design. Okay, what's next after frontier 6? And I think this one is the last frontier, yes. Diversity, fairness, and biases. A framework for algorithmic fairness. First is defining fairness. What the first challenge is choosing a definition. What are the options included? Individual fairness, similar users are treated similarly. Group fairness, there is parity. Parity in predicted outcome across sensitive groups. Counterfactual fairness, predictions don't change if a sensitive attribute is altered. Okay. Second is enforcing fairness. Technical method to achieve a better trade-off between fairness and accuracy. Pre-processing fairness and post-processing accuracy. And in between both of them, they are on uh, the Raju-like structure, and thereafter in processing impose fairness constraint during model training, the most promising approach. So all the frontiers have been, and then thereafter beyond fair algorithm, building a regulated and trusted ecosystem. With this all, we can construct this trusted ecosystem AI algorithm core, in which AI algorithm core is there. And the first core related data is data ownership and sharing. Second is continuous performance mentoring. Third is algorithm validation across diverse setting, and the fourth one is identifying misuse and implementing fail-safe mechanism. Okay. This one tagline is there. What is written here? There have been call for a US Food and Drug Administration type framework for other AI applications. It is essential to establish a similar ecosystem in education. Okay, let's go further. Education in the crucible of crisis. Lessons from COVID-19 pandemic. What we can understand with the pandemic COVID-19. What we just do to overcome from that. Let's see. COVID-19 massively disrupted conventional education, exposing its fragility and forcing a rapid global shift to online and remote learning. AI's role in resilience and recovery. AI and ML methods can help mitigate the pandemic's detrimental educational effect and accelerate rebuilding. Fair resource allocation. Use ML to classify students based on their exposure to educational disruption, allowing policymakers to allocate support resources more efficiently and equitably. As the graphic you can infographics you can see here, low exposure, medium exposure, high exposure, that AI support resources. With the help of AI support resources, optimized policy. Use ML to optimize school closure plan based on the features like neighborhood size and grade level. Here also infographics is made. AI process target closer. The AI will target all the houses where the from student comes. The Pandey has spurred R&D, increasing the use of online learning tools for everything from K-12 to specialized undergraduate courses in areas like signal processing. Okay, the last slide is the future of learning is personalized, lifelong, and interconnected. The essential work ahead we can do after reading this article, that content, personalized and professional oriented production and maintenance. We can do the work on this on assessment when we go for the assessment, testing without information loss, and system wide accreditation, lifelong learning supporting continuous advancement in one's profession, incentives, designing internal and external motivation, including confidence networking, including inducing learning networks and imitating teachers' feedback. This is networking. And the last is fairness, ensuring equal access and avoiding algorithmic and data biases. The frontiers represent the essential challenges we must solve to realize the one of the most precious merits of AI, enabling a truly personalized and equitable and effective education for every learner. This will be end. So from this article, you can understand this article tells things, but in a more scholarly like. That's why in simple words you cannot understand this article. So thank you for watching.